Today we're looking at perfect infinitive and perfect gerund. They are related to 2+ infinitives, gerunds, and perfect tenses, so please try some of my other lessons on gerunds and infinitives and perfect tenses if you want to understand this better. But perfect infinitive looks like this: to plus have and the third form. The to may not be included if it's after a modal verb. You've all seen third conditional, I hope, which is would have and third, and I'm sure you've all seen past modals as well, like must have done, might have done, can't have done. So you don't have to use to, because they're technically still the perfect infinitive. Now, this is related to perfect tenses. I think in any time you use the perfect infinitive, you can show another way of saying the same thing with a perfect tense. Now, we often see this perfect infinitive with these verbs: claim, hope, expect, hate, like, love, prefer, pretend, seem, but they're not the only ones. They aren't. The important thing is the past or present perfect meaning or the future perfect meaning. So let's look at some examples. She claims to have seen him before. It's the same as she claims that she has seen him before. Okay, exactly the same. So it's a perfect infinitive after claim. We use 2+ infinitive after claim, but we're giving it a perfect meaning that she has seen him before. After adjectives, we also use 2+ infinitive. So I'm glad to have been chosen. I'm glad that I have been chosen. Yeah, that's all you're saying. And if you put it in past, we were disappointed not to have met him. It's the same as we were disappointed that we hadn't met him before. Exactly the same. Okay, so we're saying hadn't met this time. It's past perfect meaning. Now, I've also written here hypotheticals, because I think especially with would like and would hate, we often see this perfect form, and we're actually speaking hypothetically, like in third conditional, which also uses a perfect infinitive. But I'd hate to have been in your shoes is the same as I would hate it if I had been in your shoes. So that's a mixed conditional there. I would hate it if I had been in your shoes. It's a mixed second and third conditional. You're saying you would hate it now if you had been in his shoes then. And the same here. I would like to have joined you. It means I would like it. You could also say I would have liked. I'm not saying that's wrong, that's fine, a complete third conditional. I would have liked to have joined you. I would like to have joined you. You're saying something hypothetical here because you didn't join them and you weren't in their shoes. So you're making a hypothetical statement here with the perfect infinitive. Okay, also future perfect, especially with these two, expect and hope. I expect to have finished it by Friday. I expect I will have finished it by Friday. Okay? Also, we hope to have finished it. We hope to have completed the project by the end of the month. So hope is also very often with a perfect infinitive, or you could use the future perfect as well. Now, lastly, you sometimes see the perfect infinitive at the start of a sentence, and it's still perfect, it's still referring to an earlier moment, but to have seen them live in concert. Now, here it could be hypothetical or it could be real. To have seen them live in concert was amazing, you might say, about having seen your favourite band the previous day. You might say to have seen them live in concert was amazing. Or you could make this hypothetical and say maybe you didn't see them in concert, but you're saying but they maybe they performed yesterday, and you're saying to have seen them live in concert would have been amazing, would have been great. Okay, so you could use it hypothetically, you could use it in a real situation, but it's about something earlier, it's about something before, and that's why we use the perfect infinitive. Perfect gerund is also about something earlier, something before, because perfect is always that's what past perfect is about, that's what present perfect is about, it's what future perfect is about, and it's also what perfect gerund is about. It looks like this: having and the third form, and you often see it at the start of a sentence, or certainly at the start of a clause, because we use gerund when the verb is subject. And if you watch my video on gerunds and 2+ infinitive, you'll see that. And so having finished my homework, this is the subject, yeah, having finished my homework, I popped round my friend's place. And it just means first I finished my homework and then I popped round my friend's place. But we could change this round and say I popped round my friend's place having finished my homework. And that would still be very clear that having finished was first and then you popped round your friend's place. So again, we can say I felt much better having had a rest. And it's very clear that number one, you had the rest, and number two, you felt much better because of the perfect aspect. Okay, now sometimes you've got a choice. For example, after admit is a gerund verb. Again, watch my reporting verbs videos and you'll see admit is a gerund verb. He admitted being a member of the gang. This is slightly different from having been a member of the gang, and I hope you can already sense the difference. This is perfect, and so this is referring to an earlier moment. You're saying if he admits being a member of the gang, that means he's a member of the gang now. But if he admits having been a member of the gang, that means he was a member of the gang before he made the admission. Before now or before he made the admission if it was in the past, like in this sentence. So they are different. They have different time arrangements because they're different tenses. One's perfect and one's just a simple gerund. Okay, I hope that is all clear. If you have any questions about this is quite complex. It makes a lot more sense if you've already understood a lot about tenses and gerunds and infinitives. But please ask me any questions under the video, and as long as it's relevant about these, I'd be delighted to answer them. Thanks for watching and see you all soon.